The GameCube was a failure. But it was a pretty fun failure. The GameCube was sandwiched between the N64, which revolutionized the gaming industry with its 3D capabilities and analog joystick, and the Wii, which revolutionized the gaming industry with its motion control and mass market appeal. The GameCube, on the other hand, played games, and it was a cube. And that's pretty much it. But it just so happens that those games that it plays are really, really good. Wind Waker, Resident Evil 4, Animal Crossing, Luigi's Mansion, Chibi Robo, Super Mario Sunshine, Super Monkey Ball 2, Super Smash Bros. Melee, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air Season 2. It also had some of the most insane accessories ever made for any video game console, almost all of which I will be going over in this video, at least the official ones anyway. And I would be willing to bet that most of these, or at least some of these, you have never heard of before. I mean, some of them I don't know why you would even buy in the first place. I now own them and I don't even know why I have them. I'll start with some of the more basic ones and we will move to the weirder, more insane ones towards the end of the video. First, the GameCube component cables, which upgraded the built-in 480i composite cables to a crazy 480p signal. That's a different letter. Whoa! Oh, this is so freaking good! Oh, fuck! I know my special effects budget is pretty high, but I actually do not own these cables. This is just an image that I got off of the internet. This is the only accessory for this video that I didn't actually purchase myself. One, because it is surprisingly very rare and expensive. Nintendo didn't make a lot of these and they stopped selling them pretty quickly. And two, I don't even need it. I already have a third-party HDMI adapter. This thing, the Eon. I've got a comparison here on the screen with the composite GameCube cables versus the component Wii cables, which are a lot more common, or an HDMI adapter, which can be finicky sometimes, but it looks really good and it works well with modern capture devices. But yeah, video cables, pretty basic stuff. You can't play the game if you don't have a video cable, and you also can't play the game if you don't have a controller. That's what this is. You can press the buttons. Personally, I've always been a big fan of the GameCube controller, but there's also the wavebird controller, an official first-party wireless controller. As we all know, the wavebird was not the first official wireless video game controller. That was the
CX42 remote control joystick for the Atari 2600.
Common knowledge, really, but the wavebird was the first truly successful wireless video game controller. But believe it or not, I've never actually tried it before, so let's give it a shot.
Ready? Go!
Wow, it works. I wonder if I set like 2 phone cameras up and FaceTimed myself if I could play with the wireless controller in the toilet.
Ready? Go!
Wait, it's actually working?
I had a couple issues with it here and there, but largely if I was close enough to the GameCube, it worked pretty flawlessly. I don't really find it that necessary. I've always used a wired controller and never had problems with that, but it is pretty cool. But there's also plenty of third-party controllers. Enter the GeForce Turbo controller. Advanced controller for better gaming. This thing has a camera stick for adjustable camera control. The regular controller just has a stupid C-stick. The main feature is the turbo button, which allows you to press a button as fast as possible without actually doing anything. It's basically cheating. So let's see how well it can hold up in a one-on-one against me in a Mario Party button-mashing minigame.
Go! Finish! New record!
This guy sucks. What do you mean you lost? Well, it barely works. You lost to the computers. And the worst part, he doesn't even have Surfshark VPN. The sponsor of this video. If you want to stay private online, then Surfshark VPN is what you need. A VPN, or virtual private network, covers all your internet activity and keeps your personal information safe from people who want to steal it. One of the best things about Surfshark VPN is just how easy it is to use. You download it, you install it, then you can choose the new virtual location for your PC or smartphone, or just make it easy and click Quick Connect. That's what I do. Surfshark also has unlimited device compatibility, which is great for me because I do a lot of writing at restaurants and coffee shops, things like that, so I'm very frequently on public Wi-Fi with my laptop or smartphone, which is the perfect opportunity for hackers to strike. But I've got Surfshark, so tough luck, losers. And there's even the clean web feature, which offers ad blocking and malware protection. But it's not just security. Surfshark can also help you access shows or content that isn't available in your country. I was just trying to show my daughter Cardcaptor Sakura, but they took it off of Netflix. Well, luckily for me, they still got it in Singapore. If you are not currently protected, I've got got the deal for you. Go to surfshark.com/PBG or use code PBG at checkout to get 4 extra months of Surfshark VPN, or use the QR code on the screen wherever it is. Checking out my sponsors really helps me out, so thank you, and thank you to Surfshark VPN for sponsoring. But of course, we can't forget the best controller of all time.
Please, Donkey Konga, come down from the sky and save me.
Donkey Konga! This beautiful controller is known as the DK Bongos. These are only compatible with 4 games: Donkey Konga, Donkey Konga 2, Donkey Konga 3, Japan only, and Donkey Kong Jungle Beat. I personally only own the first Donkey Konga game, and pretty much the best game ever made. One day, Donkey Kong found out drums. The monkeys were really bad at playing the drums, but they wanted to be famous, so they played the drum. That's pretty much it. In 2005, one of the best games ever released for the GameCube, Dance Dance Revolution Mario Mix. Enter the next accessory, the Mario DDR dance pad thing. I don't actually remember what it's called. The Action Pad. While you could technically play with a controller, you're clearly supposed to play with the Mario dance pad. It may not technically be a great Mario game. In fact, it's not even that good of a dancing game.
It's pretty much what you hear the entire time you're playing.
But if it has one redeeming quality, it's that it is very funny. The evil Waluigi has stolen all of the music balls, so it's time for the hero of the Mario universe, Luigi, to save the day. And how is he gonna save the day? By dancing! I love to dance. Oh no, there's a river we can't cross. I guess we'll have to dance.
If we dance, maybe something magical will happen.
This sounds like some Miss Rachel ass shit.
Can you do this? Do this and a bus will come out. Good job!
Wow, we did it. Yay! Oh no, we're stuck in a cave. How are we gonna get out? Have you considered dancing? My favorite part is when Luigi's shimmy shakes so hard a giant blooper just offs himself because he can't take it anymore. But yeah, Mario DDR is pretty much the best game ever made.
This game sucks.
One more time.
No, I'm good.
The dance pad was obviously made with Dance Dance Revolution Mario Mix in mind, but technically you can play it with any other game on the GameCube. I mean, if you don't want to win.
Wait, hold on. I just realized I can't shoot. I can only move. There's no L and R button. Oh, shit. Run, Leon! Run, please! No, please, oh, God!
So that's a pretty cool side note, I guess. Up next, I have one of my favorite GameCube accessories, and probably the one that I've used the most, the GameCube Game Boy player. This thing attaches straight to the bottom of the GameCube, and it allows you to, big surprise, play Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games. This thing is extra useful if you just so happen to be a 2010s YouTube reviewer and you need footage of a Game Boy game for your next top 10 list, the top 10 stupidest video game characters that suck. I mean, I don't know if any of you guys can relate to that or not.
The top 10 sweatiest video game balls.
The top 10 dumbest fucking video game characters that I want to murder. I'm trying to think of a character that would be on that list, and I'm not even sure I can think of one.
Poopery. Honestly, she's so dumb, she deserves to die.
Next, the GameCube Game Boy Advance link cables, which allowed you to link your GameCube to your Game Boy Advance. I'm sure you couldn't have figured that out without me explaining it to you. This would do anything from adding bonus content to a game, to acting as a controller. Something like Wind Waker comes to mind, where you can use the Tingle Tuner to play as Tingle, and you could even use it to do things like trade Pokemon between your Pokemon Coliseum GameCube game to a Pokemon Game Boy Advance game. Roughly 60 GameCube games were compatible with the GBA link cables. 3 games actually required the link cables: Pac-Man Versus, The Legend of Zelda 4 Swords Adventures, and Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. The latter of which I actually played as a kid, although being the younger brother, I usually got stuck being the bucket carrier. This was one of the few GameCube accessories I actually did own growing up, although admittedly I didn't use it that much, at least not for multiplayer stuff. Mostly I used it for 2 games, Animal Crossing and Harvest Moon: A Wonderful Life. In Animal Crossing, you can use it to visit this very unfortunate animal who lives on the island of Walmart. Wait, so this chick just begged me for furniture and then got mad when I didn't give it to her? I guess I can't blame her though. I mean, this is her house. She just sits alone in this room all day long. It's the most depressing life imaginable. Although I don't know why she owns nothing. I mean, this chick is loaded. The island is actually an underrated way to make bells in this game, and you can even use it to get new items too. Before you leave on the boat with Cap'n, you can save the island onto your Game Boy Advance. You can then have her eat any fruit that you leave on the island, and she'll drop a random amount of bells that you can pick up next time you visit. Or you can do things like bury items in the ground and give her a shovel so she will dig those up and replace it with another item. Doing this can even get you 2 island exclusive NES games. I, on the other hand, got
Garbage can. Garbage can.
In Harvest Moon: A Wonderful Life, you can use it to connect to your save file in the Game Boy Advance version, Friends of Mineral Town. This will allow the character Van from the GameCube game to come and visit your town in the Game Boy Advance game, which is honestly very cool. You can find him in the 2nd floor of the inn, where he'll sell you a record player and then later on music albums. Oh hell yeah, now I can finally rock out to my favorite song, Girl Event Theme. Doing this honestly is a little bit confusing though. The games use this star system, which is not explained at all. Theoretically, Ruby from the GameCube game will come and sell you recipes too, but I could never find her. I think basically you need to have made certain progress in each game for things to happen the way you want or something. This was a problem for me because I only had 2 A Wonderful Life save files. One I had just started, so I wasn't getting enough star rankings, and the other one I saved right before you die. So getting this footage actually took a few more hours than I was expecting it to. Also, rest in peace to all my animals who died during the fast travels. My bad. Honestly, the Game Boy Advance link cables are a very cool accessory that probably doesn't get talked about enough. Despite not knowing anyone else who owned them, the GBA link cables were at least a moderate success for Nintendo. What was not a success for Nintendo, though, was the e-reader. To be fair, this is more of a Game Boy Advance accessory than a GameCube accessory. You insert this into the Game Boy Advance and then use this area at the top to scan different cards. There were cards you could scan to play NES games on your Game Boy Advance, and there was even an entire Mario Party game that used the e-reader called Mario Party E. It came with a bunch of different cards that you scan and then play little mini games on the Game Boy Advance. And it even came with its own board, or at least a board made of paper. Pretty cool, but fairly obscure. Nintendo didn't really do a lot with the e-reader because, again, it did not sell very well. But you could use it with Animal Crossing. They released entire sets of Animal Crossing cards back in the day, similar to the more modern Amiibo Animal Crossing cards. I didn't buy any cards for this video because, 1, they are very expensive these days, and they mostly just give you random items you could get in the game anyway, or some weird letter on your Game Boy Advance.
The world, my final message. Goodbye.
$40 for the e-reader and $70 for every pack of Animal Crossing e-reader cards for this. Wow. Money well spent. And 2, I really wanted to try this technique to print off actual physical dot codes onto printer paper. That way you can scan any card you want on your actual GameCube without having to own the physical card.
Yoink.
And there are 4 cards in particular I wanted, the cards that give you NES games. 2 of those cards did release, the Ice Climber card and the Mario Brothers NES card, but they are, again, insanely expensive. I am not paying that much money for these. And 2 cards that were planned but never released that allowed you to play Super Mario Brothers and The Legend of Zelda in your Animal Crossing GameCube game. A couple years ago, someone named Hunter R actually accomplished this and posted a tutorial of how to do it on YouTube. Now, I tried to get this to work for a very, very long time. Like, I spent hours on this. I bought 2 packs of this very specific printer paper that they said to get. I even bought an entirely new printer just to try and see if maybe it was my other printer that didn't work. No, that didn't work either. But after hours and hours and hours of doing this, it finally still didn't work. So I gave up. Paper has run out. I have countless, almost hundreds of these codes that I printed off my printer just scattered across my room like a freaking crazy person. And no matter what I tried, it would not work. So yeah, I gave up. Theoretically, it works though. Maybe one of these days I'll get it working. I really do want those NES games in my town. It's kind of driving me crazy, actually. But I did get my Mitzi card to work. The only Animal Crossing card that I have, my dear, sweet Mitzi. I scanned her card and she sent me a letter that I did not read. And she also sent me a bed, which I will now treasure forever I guess. Hey Mitzi, consider sending me The Legend of Zelda NES next time, okay? Thanks.
Hello, can you hear me? I'm using my GameCube microphone, the next accessory on this video that I'm talking about.
I half considered holding this GameCube microphone the entire time as if I was actually recording audio from this thing, just to see if anybody would comment about it. A lot of these GameCube accessories were only usable for a handful of games, and this is definitely one of them. The GameCube mic is only compatible with 5 games. The first being Obama. This is a pinball game set in feudal Japan where you control an army with your voice while you try to destroy the other army with your pinball. Pretty weird concept, but it is an interesting game, and it's pretty fun too, despite being insanely difficult. I actually failed on the first mission like 10 times.
I literally can't beat the first level.
I failed so many times that the game was literally making fun of me.
He told me to quit.
Then there's Mario Party 6 and 7, which have a few different microphone mini games.
Fire, missile, drop bombs, laser, missile, 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 drop bombs, drop bombs, drop bombs, drop bombs, drop bombs. I'm so good at killing.
All right, gotta protect my Goombas.
Scramble! 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 Left, scramble! Scramble! Oh my god, scramble! Left, 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 left! They're dead.
They're all dead.
Go! Double punch! Whoa! Oh my god! What the hell? I wanted to play longer than that! Mario, his main weakness, I've said this many times before, banana. This thing's broken, don't buy it.
Almost all of these could have used just a regular controller, but you know, that's just not as fun as yelling,
roll it, 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 roll
over and over and over and over. How about Karaoke Revolution Party? I was surprised to see this had a couple mini games. There's one where you use the pitch of your voice to go up or down to hit a volleyball. It works surprisingly well.
Oh, yes!
Oh. Although it usually just ends up being a lot of grunting. And there's another one where people run off of the stage and you're supposed to shout a word to make them jump, I guess. This one didn't really work very well, unfortunately.
I let all those people die, and the worst part is I don't even care.
But what you're really getting Karaoke Revolution Party for is the singing.
I just realized this is copyrighted, so I'm gonna have to play some royalty-free music during that. Uh-oh, 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 oh no. Got me looking so crazy right now, you kids. Got me looking so crazy right now. Look at them in the gloves, look at them. Dude, I don't really know this song at all. All right, everybody, hold each other close. You never know, we could all die right now. In like 5 seconds, we could blow up. Or we could like, a meteor could just crash and destroy all of us. So hold each other close and love each other. After my picture fade. This is my favorite part.
This game not only uses the microphone, but it's also one of the few games that was made specifically for the Mario DDR dance pad, so you can sing and dance at the same time.
Some boys kiss me, some boys hug me. I think they're okay if they don't give me proper consent. Just walk away, and I am a material girl. Yeah, nailing it. I'm tired just selecting the song. Hey! Tell me I'm the only one. Wanna come over tonight? Yeah, that's what I like about you.
Which is pretty difficult to do, to be honest. And also, weirdly enough, Chibi Robo, where you can use the microphone to yell at him.
Hey, Chibi. Hi. What are you doing? Are you good? Are you doing good? Are you a good friend? Are you gonna be my friend? Are you gonna talk to me? Are you gonna do anything? He died. He bled out.
Now, I went over some controllers earlier, but I still have one left. One of the most expensive as well as most useless GameCube controllers, the GameCube keyboard controller. Yes, this is a real thing. I first saw this about 10 years ago when I saw someone playing Smash Brothers with it, and I thought, wow, that's a little bit strange, but hey, at least you could easily type letters to your villagers in Animal Crossing. I don't know if I would buy an entire controller just to write letters to frickin' Lobo, lazy bastard, but kinda cool. But no, you cannot use this with Animal Crossing. Well, unless you're this guy who apparently figured out how to mod it to work with an actual GameCube somehow. But I'm not like that guy. I am not intelligent. So for normal people like me who just so happen to own one of these things for some reason, you can only use it for one thing and one thing only. Phantasy Star Online, a GameCube MMO which you can't even play anymore, which somehow makes it even more useless than I initially thought. It's almost comically useless. But as it turns out, you actually can still play this GameCube MMO. Most people probably didn't even know you could go online with the GameCube. I mean, I certainly didn't back in the day, but you in fact can with the next accessory that I have, the GameCube Broadband adapter. Now this thing could do LAN, local area network, basically a local multiplayer using multiple GameCubes. It worked with 1080 Avalanche, Kirby's Air Ride, Mario Kart Double Dash. So for example, if you had 4 GameCubes, 4 adapters, 16 GameCube controllers, and 4 copies of Mario Kart Double Dash, you could play with 16 people. This has probably happened maybe less than 50 times ever in the entire world, but you can do it. But again, it could also actually connect to the internet. Yes, GameCube Online. Unfortunately, the Phantasy Star Online series was the only game on the GameCube to actually utilize that, as well as a Japanese exclusive RPG called Homeland that I am largely unfamiliar with. Gotta get that one in there before they correct me in the comments. The official servers no longer exist, big surprise there, but there is still a couple fan servers that you can still connect to, whether on an emulator or a real GameCube, as I did to this day. There's even a Discord server where people link up and play the game. I haven't actually set it up myself yet, but let's see if future PBG has figured it out.
Hello. I figured it out.
Oh yeah, baby. Dumpo is in the building and he's ready to fuck shit up.
Ow!
While it was really awesome to be logged on to a MMO on a GameCube in the year 2026,
Google, show me this guy's balls, please.
it was a little bit confusing for me.
What the hell am I doing?
Luckily, I did find a few people who were willing to help me, and they ran me through the first dungeon or instance, and I was helping. We even beat a dragon boss. Run, Dumbo, run! Okay, yeah, I got completely carried. The gameplay felt a little bit simplistic to me, but I've played other older MMOs like World of Warcraft Classic, and it always starts out like that. I assume it gets more fun and complex as you level up. Overall, pretty cool experience. I don't know if I could recommend actually buying the physical equipment that you need to play this, considering how expensive and rare it is, but you could always find other ways to do it on the internet. I won't say the exact way of using it, but it starts with the same letter of the animal emu. Emulator. Good job, future PBG. I'm very proud of you. Or you're a disappointment to everyone, including your own family. That's probably already true, regardless of whether you got it to work or not. And now we are moving on to what are, in my opinion, the coolest GameCube accessories ever. I would have absolutely loved to have owned these when I was a teenager. The GameCube portable LCD screen, as well as some GameCube portable speakers. While there were no first-party portable LCD screens that I'm aware of, there were a few third-party ones. There's a few different versions, but I have the Hip Gear portable 5.4-inch LCD screen 3, or is that supposed to be cubed, like a pun on the GameCube? I'm not sure. It's a little bit scratched up, unfortunately, but it does still work. Uh-oh, I may have broken it. Oh, okay. Don't mess with the brightness setting. Well, most of the time it works anyway. The speakers on it are absolutely terrible, though. Which is why I got the portable GameCube speakers. These aren't even really necessarily GameCube speakers. They're just speakers that have the GameCube logo on it for some reason. They also came with a CD player and some crappy headphones. But I guess for the sake of this video, I can call them GameCube accessories. I mean, they have a GameCube logo on them. They're GameCube speakers. Being able to take the GameCube anywhere and play it was a dream of mine as a kid. It looks terrible. It sounds terrible. But 13-year-old me would still be practically soiling himself with excitement. Wind Waker with a portable screen on the go? Oh my God! Suck it, teenage me, loser. Although, admittedly, having a portable LCD screen and speakers is kind of pointless if you still have to plug the GameCube in. Luckily, I also have a portable GameCube battery. This is by N-Tech, who promises you can take your GameCube anywhere. They also promise up to 1.5 hours of playtime, although it takes 4 hours to charge it. So 4 hours of charging for theoretically 1.5 hours of playtime. You attach the screen to the top, attach the battery to the bottom, and plug in the speakers, and now you're ready to have some fun for at least an hour and a half. I haven't actually tried this thing out yet though, so I'm gonna go out in the wild with my portable GameCube, looking pretty ridiculous, and we'll see if this thing can actually deliver the promised 1.5 hours of playtime. All right, so we've got this thing plugged in, it is charging, and I can finally live my lifelong dream of playing the GameCube on the go in about 3 hours and 58 minutes. See you then. The next day, I got it to work for maybe 20 seconds or so before it flickered off.
So I pulled out the instruction booklet. Again, it says to charge for 4 hours, so that's what I did. But the first time charging, you have to charge it for 8 to 10 hours. So I guess I'm just gonna leave it plugged in all day and try tomorrow. God dang it!
The next day, I went to the most public place I could think of, the mall. There was actually more people there than I was expecting on a weekday, so mildly embarrassing, but I'm not really worried about that. I'm mostly worried about whether or not it's actually going to work or not.
All right, here's the moment of truth. Turn the power on. It says we got power. Power for the screen on. And here we go.
It didn't work. Honestly, it's a minor miracle that I even got it to work for 20 seconds the other night. It's probably just as likely that the battery would have blown up inside of the mall and I got arrested by the FBI for terrorism charges than it worked for another 20 seconds. So I was left to sit there and wallow in my self-pity, eating my sad, tasteless cheeseburger while the girls on the other table made fun of me. And frankly, I deserve it. Here I am, a sad, washed-up loser trying to live my childhood dream from 25 years ago. I mean, what the hell am I even doing here? You could just play Wind Waker on the freaking Switch too, and you probably don't even have to charge it for 10 hours first. This fantasy left me behind decades ago, and it's about time I forget it too. I need to stay here, in the present. I need to live my life. My Tomodachi life. Releasing April 16th, 2026. I mean, speaking of something I've been wanting for a long time, it's been 13 years since the last one, and the first video we did should be fun. I'll see you when I finish my video. Bye-bye.